Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Sunday, October 12, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, Christiana vendor killed in deadly vegetable dispute, another in custody. A dispute reportedly over the non-payment of money for vegetables between vendors in Christiana turned deadly on Saturday, with two vendors being stabbed, one fatally and another in police custody with a head injury. Police named the deceased vendor as Ryan Williams, 21, a resident of Harwich district in Manchester. A police source told the news that about 5 p.m. the three vendors were involved in an altercation, allegedly over the non-payment for pak choy, when they got into a fight. One vendor, who reportedly sustained a head injury, allegedly used a knife to inflict stab wounds on two other vendors, including Williams. The two vendors who sustained the stab wounds were rushed to the Percy Junior Hospital, where Williams succumbed to his injuries and the other vendor was admitted for treatment. Police later apprehended the third vendor, who had reportedly received medical treatment for his head injury. Two men arrested after firearms seized in St. Thomas. Two firearms, including an assault rifle and 30 assorted rounds of ammunition, were seized by the St. Thomas police during two separate incidents on Sapphire Avenue, License St. Thomas, and on the Staton Main Road, Morant Bay in the parish on Friday and Saturday. Two men have reportedly been arrested in connection with the seizures. In the first incident, reports are that at about 9:25 a.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises that was occupied by a 78-year-old man was searched. During the search, one magazine containing 69mm rounds of ammunition was found inside a printer that was in a bedroom of the house. The elderly man was subsequently taken into custody. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. In the second incident, about 10:30 p.m., lawmen were reportedly in the area when they signaled the driver of a Honda CR-V motorcar that was traveling along the roadway to stop. He complied, was accosted, and the vehicle searched. During the search, an AM-15 multi-caliber rifle with two magazines, one of which contained 9 5.56 rounds of ammunition, one Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds of ammunition, and 1.22 round of ammunition were found inside the vehicle. He was subsequently taken into custody. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard Air Wing rescue missing fishermen. Two fishermen who were reported missing on Friday, October 10, after departing the Greenwood fishing village, Montego Bay, have been rescued by the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard and the JDF Air Wing. Reports are that the fishermen departed the fishing village to conduct fishing activities in and around the Montego Bay harbor area. The vessel, which was reportedly expected to return before sundown, failed to do so, and all attempts to contact the crew were unsuccessful. Following an immediate search and rescue response coordinated by the JDF Coast Guard and the JDF Air Wing, the vessel was subsequently located approximately 15 miles off the coast of Montego Bay. Both individuals were found safe and in good health. The JDF Coast Guard escorted the men and their vessel safely back to shore. The JDF Coast Guard is reminding all mariners to ensure that their vessels are seaworthy, properly equipped with communication and safety devices, and that float plans are shared before departure. Cops killed 3, seized a printer used to make gun parts in St. Catherine raids. A 3D printer believed to have been used to manufacture firearm components was among several items seized during a series of coordinated police operations across St. Catherine on Saturday that left 3 alleged gangsters, including one of Jamaica's most wanted men, dead. Senior Superintendent Hopton Nicholson commanding officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, said investigators believe the 3D printer was being used to create gun parts, including suppressors, in what he described as a worrying new development in the criminal underworld. Our investigations so far indicated that the 3D printer was being used to create a firearm paraphernalia, including suppressors, which represents a new and a concerning trend in the criminal underworld, Nicholson said. It also has night vision capabilities. It is also capable of printing suppressors. Most people know it as silencers that can be placed on firearms, he added. Among those killed was Brian Brico King, said to be the reputed leader of a faction of the notorious Klansman gang. King was fatally shot during an armed confrontation with members of the security forces in Kingston Town. According to the police, when officers approached the premises in the area, they came under heavy gunfire from King, who had been listed among St. Catherine North's most wanted since 2023. Lawmen returned the fire and the King was fatally shot. A firearm was seized at the scene. In a separate operation in the Lauriston community of Spanish Town, police acting on intelligence went to a house on Bonanza Drive where they reportedly came under gunfire from Audrey Treasure Bob Lee Johnson. He was shot and later pronounced dead at hospital. 2 firearms and 13 rounds of ammunition were seized. Meanwhile, in Linstead, officers probing last Sunday's mass shooting in the Commodore district, which claimed 5 lives, including that of a 4-year-old girl, were led to a premises on East Avenue. The police say Fabian Robinson opened fire on them and was fatally shot during the exchange. A firearm and several rounds of ammunition were recovered. The police have described the series of operations as a major blow to organized crime in St. Catherine. The Independent Commission of Investigations and the Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau are probing the incidents. Flash flood watch in effect as trough brings unstable weather. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica has issued a flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of several parishes as unstable weather continues to affect the island. The advisory, which took effect on Sunday, covers St. Thomas, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover and St. James. It will remain in effect until 8 a.m. on Monday. A flash flood watch means that flash flooding is possible and residents in vulnerable areas are being advised to take precautionary measures, stay informed through official updates, and be prepared to act quickly if flooding is observed or if a flash flood warning is issued. According to the Met Service, a trough currently across the Western Caribbean is expected to linger over the region through Tuesday, bringing periods of showers and thunderstorms, heavy at times, along with strong gusty winds across most parishes, particularly in southern and northwestern areas. Fishers and other marine interests are being urged to exercise extreme caution as sea conditions are expected to deteriorate in the vicinity of showers and thunderstorms, especially over southern waters. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.